Ruckify. So Ruckify is a rent anything marketplace. So been around for just over 2 years, started right here in Ottawa. And we're now active in Ottawa, Calgary, Austin, and soon to be San Antonio and Edmonton. So, it's a rent anything platform. So like Airbnb, but for stuff. So instead of renting out your home, or a room in your home, you're renting out everything in it, or your garage full of stuff that's collecting dust, stuff you don't use only once or twice a year. You can put it on Ruckify and start making some additional income from it. So this is just we normally do a webinar it was every Thursday, but now it's every Tuesday. We do 2 times. It's 12 and 8 o'clock. So for you guys, if you want a more in-depth view about all this stuff and how we do what we do, and you can actually join those events. I'll share the link after this as well, but this will be a condensed version of this, so enjoy. All right. So so what Ruckify is essentially is an online booking platform. So everything is done online. We're cashless. It's not like everybody is you pay through the platform as well, so you don't have to deal with cash when you're talking to someone. That's especially valuable now with COVID, and we're trying to provide a touchless booking system. So basically, if all you have to do is have the item, we have delivery available. We'll pick it up outside your door, bring it to the other person outside their door, and we sanitize and disinfect at both points, and we ask people to do the same. So that's in a nutshell about what we're doing there. Just a little bit of history about rentals. So what you can rent out is anything. So essentially anything. The only thing, Bernie, is no people, pets, or farm animals. So nothing breathing yet. We only have actual items that you own. So, one of our most popular items are cameras and equipment. So people want to go out and they want to have a good time and, take pictures and everything like that, but they don't want to spend a couple $1,000s it is for a nice camera. So that's one of the things. One of our other popular items is things like a projector screen. Seasonal stuff in the winter would be skates and snowshoes and snowboards and that sort of thing. And coming up in the summer is going to be canoes, kayaks, paddleboards. One of the stories I was talking about beforehand was one of our employees last summer. We had so many requests for a paddleboard come in that he went out and bought 2. He spent $1,500 on 2 inflatable paddleboards. The good thing about those is, you can take them anywhere. You don't have to tie them to the roof or anything like that. But within 5 weeks, he had them rented out every single day, and he made just over $2.5 grand, I believe. So he made his money back and then some. And now this summer, everything's gravy. Why people rent, it gives you the ability to rent things and do the stuff that you may not be able to afford, or don't want to be able to pay that full price, because paddleboarding sounds great to me, but I'm definitely not going to spend $700 on a paddleboard, but I'd rent one for $50 for the day for sure. And then the other thing too is the history of rentals. So I'm not sure, this was news to me. I didn't actually realize this until I started at Ruckify, but the rental industry started during the Great Depression. When people didn't have a lot of stuff, they didn't have access to things. This allowed them to rent things like cars that they wouldn't normally be able to afford. Fast forward to 2008, Airbnb, started with the actual recession of 2008. So that what's got them big up now. Companies like that have paved the way to be able to have Ruckify successful. So 10 years ago, it would have been weird for someone to sleep in your basement. Up until COVID, that was happening every day. So that's something super cool. So that exactly that. The rise of the sharing economy. We are fortunate enough to be able to provide value and be able to connect people that have items, that people that are looking for items. So that's one thing that's great about our platform. And anybody can post anything, except again, nothing breathing, Bernie. Some of the benefits of Ruckify. So obviously it's independent income. So, you have these items sitting at your house. There's stuff you already own. It's not like you have to go out and buy anything to be able to rent. This is stuff that you have there already. We also have free delivery. that is provided. So if you can actually, there's a couple different options. So you can actually choose to deliver the item yourself if you want to make some additional income. You can have the person come and pick it up from you if they don't want to pay for delivery. But we also have our own internal delivery system called Ruckify Express, which I was just talking about, which essentially allows us to, it's like Uber Eats, but for our items. So we activate a driver. They know exactly where they're picking up an item. They know where it needs to go. And then that way it's, you're getting your rental to the comfort of your own home. And again, it's cashless and touchless. So we make sure that we're sanitizing and disinfect on pickup and sanitize and disinfect on drop off. And we ask both parties to do the same as well, just to make sure we're staying safe during COVID. Ruckify is free to sign up. There's no monthly fee. There's no startup fee. In a normal situation, the only way Ruckify makes money is off a completed transaction. So basically what would happen is, say you rented out something for $100, that item would go out, it would come back. We would pay you out for that item once it's returned. The day after it is returned, we keep 10% of that. Now, actually during COVID, so for the crisis, we are giving back 100% of the money to posters. So we want to make sure that everybody gets the most help that they need. That way we can give all the money back. We'll resume back to the 10% after COVID, but that's down the line. So that's something pretty cool. And this is also something that you can do on your own time. So you set your own schedule for Ruckify. So much like an Uber driver, you just, you could log on and, you choose when you get rides. With Ruckify, you can choose when you want to accept rentals. So you can set your hours to only when you're at home in the evenings. I guess everybody's at home now all the time, so it doesn't really matter. But you also have full control whether you want to accept or deny a rental as well. So just because you have something on the platform and someone sends you a rental request, you don't actually have to accept that request if you don't want it. If you're out of town or something has come up, if you're using the item yourself, you can say, hey, this item is not available, but you can suggest another time for that item that they may want to rent out. So, and then we also have insurance as well on your item. So you can opt into insurance. So a lot of people are, we want to make sure that we are covering both posters and renters. So we want to make sure that the posters are, okay with putting up the stuff that you own, right? You don't want this stuff to come back damaged. So we also have an insurance option, which basically means if there's any damage to that item, we repair or replace at retail value up to $50,000 per item. So that's something we have to make sure that posters are protected, because if people were just destroying everything and returning it, no one would want to post everything. So we're building a community of trusted users and we're building good behavior on both the posting side and the renting side. So and the other thing too is Ruckify is a secure platform. So, it's not like Kijiji where anyone can have an account. You don't know who you're meeting. You're meeting someone in a back alley and it's a race to the bottom. You're still trying to sell something for $100. They're like, I'll give you 10. With Ruckify, you know who everybody is. You have to register with your real name. And we verify that you're a real person, against your address, everything like that, to make sure that no one on the platform has been flagged for fraud or identity theft or anything like that, or violent crimes. There won't be allowed on the platform, because you're dealing with people and you're potentially going to their house and you're dealing with other people's items. We want to make sure everybody's protected. So again, that goes to building good behaviors on both the posting side and the renting side. About 7% about people are actually denied a Ruckify account because of something that they've been flagged for. So we want to make sure that everybody is protected. And you also get to review people as well. So, for even if someone gets on the platform and, maybe you rented something that you thought was good and it turns out that it wasn't that great, you can send a review. So we'll be able to see the posting reviews and the renting reviews as well. So again, creating good behaviors to make sure that everybody is working together. So the insurance, basically we have as another option as well. So some of the things that is super important to make sure that I wanted to go over. We don't insure that. Well, one thing, you can't post firearms, swords, or knives, illegal items, drones, aircraft, We don't insure bounce houses, trampolines, inflatable devices, watercraft over 8 meters, expendable light bulb items like light bulbs, batteries, vehicles. Or we don't have yet, but they are coming soon. So we do have, and child-related items like car seats and stuff. We don't. That's a no-go because the liability is too much. So we will have cars soon. That is something that's coming along with the insurance on our end, because right now we have RVs on the platform, but it's only towables. So you can put your RV, your fifth wheel up, but it has to be towable. And then once we get that insurance worked out, you'll be able to put drivables up there and also cars. So that's coming soon. So stay tuned. So everybody has the ability when they sign up for Ruckify to have your own Ruckify store. So you basically, it's your own area that has all of your items located in it. And you can add whatever you want. So you can also customize your logo. You can customize your items and categories that you have. So your items will be on the Ruckify platform just as a general item. So like if someone searches cameras, your camera will be in with all the other cameras, but then they can actually click into that camera and then see where and go to your Ruckify store to see what else you have up for rent. So just because you have, one camera doesn't mean potentially you could have a stand for it, you could have lenses, all that sort of stuff, right? So we want to make sure that people can even see the items that you have when they're doing a universal search, but that can also bring them to your own actual Ruckify store where you have all of your items. And there's no minimum for items, and there's no maximum for items. So you can post as many items as you want, and you have full control over pricing. I mean, we can give you suggestions and that sort of thing, but you have full control over the pricing, how you want to post it. So some of the tools that you have available for your Ruckify store. So you have custom invoicing. So basically, when you rent something or someone rents from you, you're going to get an invoice that's going to be sent right after. That's automated. You'll be able to see how much the item costs or how much you're making from it. You'll be able to actually promote your store as well. So you'll get a link on your Ruckify store from your dashboard, which I'll go over here in a second. You'll be able to show on and share on social media. So you can say, hey, if you're looking to rent this camera, look at my Ruckify store, and then it'll bring it right into your store. You'll be able to, again, we have the touchless, cashless delivery. We have customer service. We have a live chat where it is available 24/7, but we do have live agents manning it from about 6 or 7 a.m. till about midnight, which is pretty much all the waking hours that people are awake, to make sure that we're covered. So, and they're super helpful too. So even after this, if you have other questions that maybe you didn't have time to ask me, you can just log on to Ruckify. There's a chat box that pops up. You'll be able to ask them whatever questions that you have. They're super helpful, and we want to be able to make sure that we can do that for you. We have the insurance on your items. We have the security, basically, to make sure that we're all a community of trusted users, because we don't want anybody to just have we want people to make sure that their items are protected. We have your payment processing. So we take care of all the payment processing on the Ruckify platform. So you don't have to worry about, dealing with cash or having to chase anybody for money. People, when they sign up, you put your credit card on there. So basically, as soon as you accept and you confirm your rental, that item is charged. And then as soon as that item is returned, you then get an e-transfer with the money that you made from it. So that's how we pay people back, is you get an e-transfer directly into your account. I'm sure everybody here is familiar with e-transfers. You get a little notification, accept the money, it goes right into your account. So also, like I was saying before, you have full control over the availability of your items. You can deny requests if you really want to, but you can set it so when outside of work hours, if you only want to do it on the weekends, you can do that as well. So, which is pretty cool. You'll also be able to see on the dashboard, how many people have looked at your store, and you can see how many people have looked at specific items, how much money that item has made you. So if you're seeing something like people are looking at a specific item but not renting it. Maybe it's, you can look at maybe putting a different picture. Maybe it's a pricing issue. And then again, we can also help you with that as well. So if you have any questions, always anything about that, just chat in. We'll be able to help you out. All right. So the rental cycle, it is a circle, like much like the U in the Ruckify logo. It's renter to poster and poster to renter. So step one obviously is you post your items, you post your pictures, and you have your info, your rates, all that sort of stuff. Then you can promote your items through your store and through your dashboard. That'll get people going to your store. It'll get people looking at you. So I fully recommend doing that. You can post it on any of the social medias as well, and that way that'll drive people to your store. You'll be able to get more views and more rentals. Once you get basically when I got this, I was super excited. So when you get your first rental request, your phone dings and you can see that it's like, oh, and someone wants to rent my item. So when my first item was that I rented out was my moving dolly, which was super cool. A guy I had it up there for $15. The guy picked it up in the morning. He just was doing a move. It was like mid-month, brought it back that day. Super awesome. Very easy. The handoff, the handoff was super simple. I was on my way to work. I just left it in the lobby when cause I was like, oh, he was coming early. So I just left it there. He picked it up, brought it back. It was super easy and super simple. Then after the item is returned, you also can review the person that's posting or renting. So that way you can say, hey, it's a great experience. And then you receive your payment, which is also good because everybody loves money. And then do it all over again. All right. So, a lot of questions people have are most popular items. So, most popular items are tools and equipment, but now with everybody at home, it's fitness equipment, it's board games, it's work from home stations, and then medical equipment has always been it's something like wheelchairs and that sort of thing is very popular. So we did just from us when we moved to working from home, we had all this access, desks, tables, chairs, and that sort of thing. So we made like a work from home station that you could rent right on Ruckify from us. So because we're wanting to make sure we can get this stuff out of the office. So that's something we did, which was super cool. That was very popular. So you also be able to check on Ruckify the trending items, so you can see actually what's popular during that day or that week in your specific city. So, and it's tailored so your specific city. So if you're in Ottawa, you'll see trending items for Ottawa. If you're in Calgary, you'll see trending items for Calgary. All right. So another cool thing with Ruckify is we also do broadcasts. So we have a broadcast list for each city. So if you have a Facebook account and you're not on this, I would definitely recommend it, because basically what will happen is you will receive in the Facebook group a notification or an email, depending on how you want it to be contacted. You can opt into the email as well. It'll say, hey, this person in the Ruckify community is looking for this item. Do you have that, right? So we're also, not only do we have a lot of items on our platform, but we pride ourselves in, if you're on the platform and you don't find what you want, you can actually ask us to find that for you, and we will do that. So the first place we go for our resource to be able to source that item is our existing network, right? Because just because people have items on the platform doesn't mean that that's everything that they own, right? Especially when we have partners like business owners and businesses, they may have lots of different inventory that may not be on the platform, or they may not just have thought of, oh yeah, I could post that, right? So we have a broadcast list here in Ottawa, we have one in Calgary, and we have one in Austin. So we basically, if we have something that we can't fulfill, we put it out there, and then if you have that item, you can get it posted and make some money, which everybody loves. One thing too that we do want, I'll spend a little bit of time on it, but basically is the photography of the item. So, we want to make sure that when you're taking a photo of something that it actually is good. You've got a clear and concise of the picture of the image. It's bright. You can see what's going on, because, images where people can see the item are going to get rented out more than something that's dark. And I mean, everybody's, I'm sure, seen those pit postings and pictures on Kijiji, or looking for apartment rentals that shows like the one corner of the room, and you're like, I don't even know what this is, right? Or the picture of a car that they're trying to sell, and it's just like the front wheel. Like, what am I going to do with that? So we definitely recommend taking good photos. There is we do, if you go on the website too, there would be more in depth, but we can do as well. Most cameras now on phones have editing, capabilities and that sort of thing. And we also recommend that you take your pictures in square mode on photo, just because that is how it is posted on the website. So when you're taking it, you just switch over to square mode and then take the photo, and that make sure that you have the item in the screen. We also make sure that we also recommend that you want to have the full item in the screen. So like step back so you can see the whole thing, and not just like, if she just showed the cup in the Keurig machine there, it'd be less likely to be rented out if the whole thing was there. So yeah, again, some more editing tools and techniques. So the app that we recommend downloading is Color Story. I myself haven't played around with that too much. Again, if you have more in-depth questions about this, there's more information on the website, and chat in, we'll be able to help you out for sure. But just to give you an example of before and after the editing, clean it up a little bit, spruce it up, make it look a little nice, and then that way you can spruce up your items. Okay, so another cool feature is branding your store. So, if you have an existing business and you want to just put your logo on there, you're more than welcome to do that. We also have another tool. It's another free online tool that you can use. It's called Canva, where you can actually create your own logo. We have recommended the templates that we use as well. That you do that. Like I had actually a page. Our brand director created mine. I have one thing I say a lot at the office is one team, one dream. So my rental store is called One Team, One Dream Rentals. So I have that up, which is pretty cool. So you have full control over the logo that you want to use, and you can also choose. So there's exactly. So if you can see here, there's different layouts of how you can do it. This is all available on Canva as templates. So just to give you an idea of the different ways you can do it. All right, and the other thing too with the store is once you set it up, you can actually, if you're going away, for the weekend, or when we can go away again. I know everybody's home now, but when we can actually go away, or if you want to just take a weekend off and you don't want anyone to, you don't want to deny rental requests, you can actually just nap your store. So you can nap it. So basically, that takes your store off of Ruckify, so people won't be able to click your items or go to your store. It'll just pop up as your store is napped for now. When you want to have it back on, you can unnap it. So it's super easy and super simple. We want to make sure that you're not people that if you have a lot of items and you're getting rentals a lot, you want to take a weekend off, no problem at all. So your store is also customizable. So you can change your backdrop, and you can also do custom categories. So we'll do, when you post an item, you actually pick the category that it's in, but you can also organize your store a little bit better. So if you want to just you can do, what it's generically set up for is, like, for instance, if you're putting different video games on it, it'll say video games. But then you can actually go in and edit that to get more specific and say, here's my category of Xbox games, or here's my category of PlayStation games. So you can actually do that and make sure that everything is customizable, and people can actually, and that way, when people are searching on Ruckify Universal Search, your items are more popping up when they're actually searching and getting down. So that's super cool as well. And again, any questions that you have about this, you're more than happy to chat in. And we have onboarding staff as well that can help you out as well. But we're here to help. So the dashboard. So I briefly touched about this already. So the dashboard is super cool. So as you can see here on the store, you can see the store views in the last 30 days. You can see how much revenue you've made in the last 30 days. You can see how many bookings that you've had and how many total postings. So you'll be able to check, say, okay, I've gotten 100 views on my store, but I have 0 bookings. All right, what's going on? Is it my pictures? Is it my pricing? Let's take a look at that, right? So for me, I noticed that I was getting a lot of views on when I first started at Ruckify. I'm like, I didn't really know about pricing, so we didn't really have that much of a guide at that point. So one rule of thumb we use is like about 10% of the retail value is what you want to post for your daily value. So basically, if something is $100, you want to post it for about $10 a day, because if it's any more than that, if it's 50%, people are like, well, if I use it twice, I might as well just go buy it new, right? So, so I was using that, and that's within reason, because obviously, if something is $10,000, people might not want to rent it out for $1,000 a day, but that's all within the guidelines as well. We can help with that. But yes, the dashboard is super cool because you can see how many people actually view your store. So you can take a look and you can see how much revenue, not only that you've made on store as a whole, but each item. So if you can drill down to see each item. If you're getting a lot of views, you can actually adjust the pricing or pictures on those items. I went ahead when I noticed that people were looking at my store and not renting anything, I dropped everything down to about $10. Just because I was my initial idea was to call it the $10 rental store, to have, no matter what it is, you could rent it for $10. I switched that to the One Team, One Dream store because I just love that so much. But yeah, so that was my idea there. So you can play around with it. You can do whatever you want, right? So that's super cool. All right. So as I was talking about before, here is the marketing point. So basically on the dashboard, you'll be able to go to promotions and you'll be able to, like I said here on the left, it'll show you how many views, how many bookings, how many reviews, and how much earnings for each specific item that you have. So you can also promote your Ruckify store on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, through email, and just copy and paste and send a text to someone if you really would like. But so we've had actually a lot of people that have seen success posting certain items in, if they want to just, post on your regular Facebook page, or if you're in any groups that you want to be posting that in, you can do that too. That gets people talking about it, gets people going to your store, and maybe they don't rent from you right away, but at least then that the knowledge is there, and you can always repost, right? So, which is super cool. Yeah, so here's some more promoting. So this is just a little bit more, a little guide about how you can promote your store. So it's like, hey, this is what I have up for rent. Are you looking for this? This is how much it is. You want to, go enjoy a picnic outside, or, you want to stay busy at home. Here's my, exercise bike. It's really up to you. And you want to spark that interest about people and get people talking about, oh, I was going to go out and buy this, but this person has it up for rent for, a fraction of the cost. Why not? Why shouldn't I do that? Right? And it just makes sense. And okay, the one thing that, and I know that you guys will be excited about. So we just started this last week. We've had it for a little while, but we really we got the website set up to be able to do this. So we have a referral program on Ruckify. So basically, so you can go to the website and you click each individual will have your own referral code. So much like if you've used Uber or Lyft, when you sign up, you can actually use that referral code. So you can boost that on your social as well. So what'll happen is that gives the person that uses your referral code $25 to sign up. So I'll share you with mine after this, and that way you can use that to sign up. That'll give you actually $25 from the referral code, and you actually get $10 on sign up as well. So that'll give you $35 to use towards your first rental. If you want to try it out, you have anything that you want to rent, you can do that. And that's $35, and it's 35 ruck bucks. So we have our own currency that's like Canadian Tire money, but we're calling it ruck bucks. So you get that, and that'll be right into your account. You can also see what the balance is that you have on there as well. And so you also earn money and ruck bucks for when you're posting an item as well. So you get 5 ruck bucks when you post an item, and you also get 5 ruck bucks when you review an item as well. So that encourages people to post more items, and also make sure that you're active and you're letting people know what you thought about the platform and their items as well. But especially for this group and other groups that I'm in, I wanted to make sure I talked about the referral program, because that's something that we've just started. So you give the person $25 that signs up with your referral code, and then you'll actually get 10% back from their first booking. Up to $3,000. So you can actually, so this person that's using your referral code, you can make up to $3,000 with that referral code to the people that you're sending it out. So, which is super cool. So that's just another way to, not only promote, but make some additional money as well. So we're really seeing some traction in this. So I'll share the referral code after this. But then once you've signed up, you have your own referral code. And then you can start sharing that in your own networks. And every time not only are you giving money, but you're getting money. And again, everybody loves money. All right. So the broadcast is I talked about before. So we've switched what they're called in Ottawa is the Rent Anything group in Ottawa. So there's the Rent Anything group Ottawa, Rent Anything group Calgary, and then Rent Anything group Austin. I think everybody here is in Ottawa. So if you haven't joined that, I recommend it. So sign up for Ruckify. It's free. Use my referral code. You get $25. You already get $10. You have $35. Join the referral, the Rent Anything group, and you'll be able to get notified when people are looking for items. So if you're not sure about what you want to post, then join this group, and then you'll get suggestions like, oh, okay, someone's searching for this. I have that. I can post that. Let's make some money.